What's going on, TCC boys? Baby Bert. This is your commish coming at you. Just excited, Draft is around the corner, approximately at time of filming, 9 days, 21 hours, and 19 minutes away. Pretty excited. Um, Reminder: it is the Hawaiian beach theme, so just look beach look, or whatever that means. Hawaiian shirts. I don't know, shorts, pants, whatever the fuck you want. Just make it look like you're going to a beach and or the Pro Bowl in Hawaii. I'll have food, all the fixins, you know what I mean? You guys have my address. But yeah, that's Saturday, August 30th. I also know on the flyer that the AI made it the 31st Saturday. That's Sunday. So no, it is Saturday, the 30th. But anyway, just wanted to let's fucking go. It's the draft, boys. The draft is on its way. It's here. It's that time. I got a fucking sweatshirt on. It's August. I got a sweatshirt on because I'm ready for the fall, baby. Dude, I'm ready for foosball. I'm ready for queso. I'm ready for beers. I'm ready for sitting. I'm ready for watching. That's what I'm ready to do. But most of all, I'm ready for fantasy football managing. That's what I'm talking about, baby. So, motherfucking Saturday, August 30th, at approximately 7 p.m., the world's greatest fantasy football draft will take place. And you guys will be there to witness it. I'll be there to do it. And baby, I'm taking it back. Baby, I'm taking it back. But no. Well, no, everything I just said, very accurate. That's the prophecy. It's how it was written. Regardless of all that, wear that Hawaiian gear like you're going to the goddamn Pro Bowl in Honolulu, Hawaii, or whatever goddamn island, Waikiki, whatever goddamn island they be going to. Look like you're going there. Anywho, I did a little wait to Willie predictions, fellas. So here we go. I did a couple. This is essentially what I ranked the stuff in here. So I did best keepers, I did best draft capital, and I did most value keepers. So essentially, it's not necessarily like how good they are. It's like how like what the value, like if you're getting them with a crazy draft pick where they're when they're going way higher than that, just like the value you're getting. Um, and then I just kind of I gave a little rankings list, a little pre-early rankings list on how good I think motherfuckers' teams are going to be before we actually get to draft the full team, just based off the three players and how many picks. Pretty simple, fairly simple. So anyway, um, I guess I will start with the golden goose of the league, the man who cannot fail, Snow Bunnies. He's a dual champ, double champ, and honestly, that's on all of us. We allow it to happen. You all should be ashamed of yourselves. I know I am ashamed of myself, but that's our guy, and goddamn it, that's my quarterback. I don't know, dude. He's fucking got our numbers, boys. I'm like someone needs to step up. Someone needs to step up. But Snow Buddies. Anywho, keepers are Josh Allen, Jamar Chase, Bo Nix. Solid. Josh Allen obviously ripping a first round, Jamar Chase ripping a second round, Bo Nix ripping a 13th round. The value, insanity for that Bo Nix. His actual picks are the 3-2, the 3-12, the 6-1, the 7-1, the 7-12, the 8-1, the 9-12. And then through on all the way out, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, wherever the fuck he's been at. Looks like the only thing he's at out there is the 13 and that number spread, but obviously that is to keep his Bo Nix. Solid. I'll obviously have the graphic up as well. The next up will be Jartasm, going in reverse order here. His keepers: Jalen Hurts with a first, A.J. Brown with a second, Jaden Daniels with a fifth. His picks. Jartasm's picks are as follows. He's got the 4-2, 5-11, 6-2, 6-10, 6-12, 8-2, 9-11, 10-2, 11-11. He misses his 12 and 13th, and then he ends up with his 14, 15, 16. So not a lot of early picks for Jartasm, but solid keepers. Going on decoys, we have Lamar Jackson with a first rounder, Puka for a second, and Jameson Williams for a 13th. Great value on that as well. Obviously, not that Jameson Williams would be going in like a Jaden Daniels first round, second round territory, but he'd probably be going a lot earlier than round 13th. His picks 3-10, 4-3, 5-10, 6-3, 8-3. Another one that doesn't have a lot of early draft capital. Going on to Michael's team, Hellhold. We got Devon A-Chain with the 4th, Baker Mayfield with the 9th, and Jackson Smith-Njigba with the 10th. Solid value, very solid young keepers. He also holds the 1-2, the 2-4, the 3-9, the 5-4, or the 5-1, the 6-4, the 7-9, the 8-4, and then, all the way down the line, minus the 9th and 10th. A lot of draft capital, too. Not looking bad, not looking bad. Middleburg football team following that got Trevor Lawrence with the 5th, T. Higgins with the 7th, Cortland Sutton with the 11th. Draft stock is draft capital is 1-8-2-5-3-8. Big old gap 6-5-8-5-9-8. And then down the line with the later picks. Decent draft capital, not bad. Hasn't lost a lot. And his keepers, while not, they're not bad, Come on now. They're not bad. They're alright. They get it. They're solid keepers, but they're not world breaking. You know what I mean? So he's got his early picks there. Good on him. Following on, we got 50 cal house keeping Bijan Robinson with the 2nd, Jahmyr Gibbs with the 2nd, Malik Neighbors with the 4th. His draft capital is 3-5, 5-2, the 5-6, the 5-7, so 3 in the 5th, a 6-8, a 7-7, an 8, a 9. Looks like he's kept all the way down. So really, he's got no 1st, 2nd, or 4th. Tries to make up for it with the 5th, but solid keepers. Moving on, we got Austin Swad, Justin Jefferson with the 1st, Joe Burrow with the 1st, Chuba with the 14th. Fantastic value with Chuba. His draft capital is atrocious. Let's just say what it is. That boy ain't looking good. You know what I mean? Feel bad for the fella. He's picking. He's got a 3-6, a 6-6, a 6-7, an 8-7, a 9-6, an 11-6, a 12-7, a 13-6, a 15-6, a 16-7. I don't even know if he could man a full squad. So I'm sure we'll see him, just in the free agency, mopping it all up like a hungry hippo. That's what the boy's got to do, though. He's got to live. Following up, we got Mr. Dreamweaver. Dreamweaver, I believe we can make it through the night. Something like that. Yeah, the boys got Jordan Love, 3.7. Not 3.7. You got for a 3rd, Nico Collins for a 4th, David Montgomery for an 8th. All solid keeps. Nico Collins is potentially lovely, but a lot of people are very high on the boy. His draft capital is as follows: 2.8, 4.1, 5.5, 7.10, 7.11. 9, 10, yada, yada, yada. Missing the 11th, looks like. Got 2 14s. Sweet. Not great. Not looking good. I ain't gonna cap. But then we got Team Reggie Riggs, baby. Team Reggie Riggs. Different beast. Different animal. He's got so much draft stock. The problem is, who wants it? You know what I'm saying? Outside of his, outside of his fucking, first, and his third, and his fourth, and his fifth. Outside of all that, no, I'm just playing. But his keepers are as follows: Derrick Henry for a second, Keon Coleman for a ninth, Geno Smith for an 11th. A lot of people shat on the Geno Smith last second keep. To be honest, I think keeping Geno Smith for an 11th is better than Keon Coleman for a ninth. That's just my opinion. Keon Coleman could snap. They really want him. I drafted him last year. I thought he was going to do so. The guy sucks. This guy stinks. SpongeBob. Um, but the boys, whatever. But Geno Smith, he's got a new team. Who knows what's going to happen? But obviously, Derrick Henry is a solid keep. He's got the 1-4, the 3-11, the 4-7, the 5-4, the 6-9, the 7-4, 7-5, 7-6. So 3 in a row on the sevens. That's pretty hot. I ain't gonna cap. A lot of my mocks, there's still solid snags in the seventh round for Shizzle. He's got the 8-9, the 10-8, the 10-9, the 11-4, yada 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 yada. He's got. I don't even think he'll be able to field his 16th and maybe even 15th pick. Maybe even 14th because he's got so many draft picks. I'm surprised he didn't bundle, and try to, I don't know, with someone like Roney, who he doesn't have a lot of draft capital to work with. Better example, maybe, I don't know, somebody, maybe a couple of these big old picks and put three for one. I don't know. But he didn't. So he's got a couple of them puppies are going to waste. Un momento. Where were we? All right, so down to Ace, I believe. So Ace is keeping CD Lamb with the first. He's got Justin Herbert with the fourth, Chase Brown with the 11th. Solid. That Chase Brown lock is a muy hot tamale. I do wish indeed he was my third keeper because then y'all could not fuck with me. There would not be a chance, and holy hell, that y'all could fuck with me. His draft stock is as follows. Capital. I don't even know what to call it. How many picks the man's got. You know what I mean? So he's got the 2-10, the 3-3, the 3-4, the 5-3, the 7-3, the 8-10, the 9-3, the 12-2, the 12-10, 13-3, 14, 15, 16. I actually like the position Asa is in. I know a lot of people are asleep on Asa, but if Asa plays this shit right, he's been doing his homework and being a good boy, being a good one, praying to the football gods, as one should always. He is primed up to be a dark horse to win the shits. Now, normally, it's like, no way, Jose. You heard it here first, folks. I ain't even got to see the man's team. He's set up for success. That's half the battle. After that, we got Big Vet. Big Vet. Dude started making moves heavy. He kind of followed me, trying to gobble up some shits, but whatever. We let it slide. And then he was in the off season, wheeling and dealing, stealing and feeling, and I'm out here squealing. He got Saquon, he got Josh, he got Drake. Saquon for a second, Josh Jacobs for a fourth, Drake May for a ninth. Drake May taking a huge leap faith on that one for Shizzle. Draft capital is as follows. He's got two first, a 1-5, a 1-9, but then a huge gap. I'm talking multiple rounds to the sixth. He's got 1-5, 1-9, 6-11, 7-2, 8-11, 10-7, 10-11, 11-2, 12-30, 40, 50, 16. Um, Obviously, he's got some solid keeps and maybe one project keep, but two firsts is huge this year. That's a go for it play because I don't know. He could make it work. He can make something work here. Then we're gonna on to me, your boy, the captain commission himself. We got Brian Thomas Jr. kept with a 10th, Lad McConkey with a ninth, T.J. Hawkinson with a 10th. Is his keeps. Your boy's got 1-1, 2-12, 3-1, 4-4, 4-5, 4-9, 5-9. Little gap, 8-12, little gap, 11-1, 12, 13, 15, 16. Obviously, pretty solid value with Brian Thomas Jr. A lot of moxie is a top, mid second round is about his where motherfuckers be snagging him. 10th round's great. Lab McConkey is usually right behind him. TJ Hawk, I thought after doing a couple mocks, I realized that TJ Hawk in the 10th is still valuable, and I'm getting my money's worth for sure. He's not as valuable as I was expecting, you know what I mean? There's still good tight ends going in like the 8th and ninth round, so it's whatever. So moving on to the best keepers. In my opinion, this is just like talent wise. Um, I did add a little value because how could you not? Like, I guess you don't have to. I don't know. I was contemplating because I did have myself in this list. I ain't gonna cap, but I don't know if my guys are necessarily like the best. You know what I mean? All right, gentlemen, I made the necessary changes that were needed to be changed. Did move myself out. So anyway, this is the best keepers. I don't think this is necessarily in order. This is just kind of the four best, in my opinion, skill wise, best players that for the whole roster. I got 50 cal out at number one, straight up. I do. I think Bijan and Jameer off rip for 2 seconds is unbeatable. I think that is an ultimate running back duo, almost to the extent that he doesn't. Excuse me. He doesn't really need to draft a running back legitimately, with the exception of maybe it'd be smart to grab like their backups. But he could get those guys either in the free agency or whatever, whatever. I'm not saying that's smart or to do that. I'm just saying that's how good his running backs are. He's got two workhorse, supreme talent running backs. So, and then Malik Neighbors, who he's that guy. So I have 50 cal out number one. Snow Bunnies, I have at number two. He with the mix of Josh Allen being, in my opinion, the best quarterback in the league, and Jamar Chase being, in my opinion, the best wide receiver in the league. It's hard. Jamar Chase is wide receiver W, like I mean, 1A in my opinion. Justin Jefferson's 1B. I say it just because Jamar Chase, I don't know, dude. They're just both different, but you know what I'm getting at. And Bo Nix, this is where I struggled to if I should put him third or not. But Bo Nix has been balling, and he's been balling in the preseason supposedly. So you gotta respect it, dude. You gotta respect it. I'll give it. I'll give that if we're doing it in order. But I didn't really put too much thought into like the order or shit. So take that with a grain of salt. Next up, I got Jartasm. Um, Jartasm's keepers being Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, and Jaden Daniels. Again, just solid. Not looking at where the players were drafted. Just you get to keep those three players going into next year. 100% of fantasy football people would be like sick. You know what I mean? Um, And then I also had Asa in here. CeeDee Lamb, Justin Herbert, and Chase Brown. And Justin Herbert, believe it or not, is the weak link in that group, dude. Chase Brown is fire. He's fire. Uh, Not to mention the fact that he got him in the 11th round. Chase Brown's fire. CeeDee Lamb's fire. So that's where I got. Honorable mention I gave to Baked Vet. That would be Saquon, Josh Jacobs, and homeboy from the Pats, Drake May. I did that because Drake May sucked last year, and I really got to see something for me to like put a whole lot of stock into the Drake May. We'll see this year. He's got a almost washed Stephon Diggs on his team. If he can't make it work with him, who the fuck can the kid make it work with? And then Austin, I had the honorable mention of who has Justin Jefferson, Joe Burrow, and Chuba Hubbard. Chuba Hubbard with, again, outstanding value. And then, you know, that's why he doesn't have the draft capital that he's got, because he had to keep, he needed 2 first-round picks to be able to keep his homies. But solid homies indeed, because it's Justin Jefferson and Joe Burrow. And it's pretty sweet. If I were you, I would be hitting up Snow Bunnies and being like, are you interested in Justin Jefferson? Because I'd be wanting that combo Womskis with Joe Burr. Joe Brr. Joe Brr. Something like that. Cut that shit out, editor. I'm the editor. Best draft capital next. So this one obviously is just essentially your picks. Who's got the most picks? Not only most, but just the most valuable picks. Like, you'd rather have 3/3 than 10/10. So. But anyway, myself, Captain Commish holding down a smooth 1-1, 2-12, 3-1, 4-4, 4-5, 4-9, 5-9, 8-12. You know what I'm saying? Oh, crazy early picks every round, and 3 in the 4th. So that's pretty good. Next up, I have with that I have Baked Vet as another best draft capital with 2 firsts. I understand he's got a huge gap, but he also has 2 great running backs and a questionable quarterback. But you have 2 firsts. You could grab one there, and now you just got to grab a receiver with your other first, and then your 6th. You grab another receiver, and you're kind of off to the races. You know what I mean? So I got Baked Vet there. Honorable mentions I gave to Hellhold with the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Essentially, he had down the line draft picks and the 1-2. Didn't have extra anything. Didn't really lose anything. So I gave honorable mention to him and Asa, who I believe was another one who didn't really. He's got a 2nd, a 3rd, a 3rd, a 5th, a 7th, an 8th, a 9th, a 12th, a 12th. Yeah, so those were the guys. And then I would like, if there was an honorable mention to the honorable mention, that would be Riggy Riggs, who's just like the slumlord millionaire with all his lower picks. He don't give a fuck, dude. You know what I'm saying? He's got 2 10s. He's like, let me get that. 3 7s. Lucky 7s, though. He could make it pop. And then we also have most value keepers. This is where it's going to get spicy. So, like I already talked about, we had best keepers. Most value keepers is the teams that, their keepers, like we talked about. The value is insane for what you're getting the player for. So I have Captain Commission Hellhold as the teams with the most value keepers. This was tough to think of a third, so I didn't put a third because there's a couple teams in the running. There's teams because a lot of their team is not huge players that get drafted necessarily that insanely high, but they, you know what I mean? Like they're like, I don't want to say mid players. They're like 2nd or 3rd tier players, fantasy football players, and they're drafted in like a 4th tier or a 5th tier. not like a first tier player getting drafted in a third or fourth tier. That value is just different. You know what I'm saying? Like Middleburg football team is a great shout out, but I had Hellhold because A Chain is getting drafted around too early, but we're talking early round. Baker Mayfield in this league especially would be drafted in the first or second round. He got him in the ninth. Jackson Smith-Njigba would be, he'd be probably going in the third or fourth round. So value's insane across the board. There's good teams in there. I mean, AJ Brown for looking at Jar Tasm seed. Jalen Hurts in the first, AJ Brown in the second. Those are pretty much where you're getting those guys in this league. Snow Bunnies, Jamar in the second is value. Like that is value. But Josh in the first, the last pick in the first is value, but it's slight value. You're still talking the first. Bo Nix in the 13th, crazy value. But yeah, so most value keepers again. I got Hellhold. Honorable mentions go to Asa. Again, that Chase Brown in the 11th. Chase Brown would be going in the second or third round, straight up. That's wild value. Justin Herbert in the fourth it's good value. It's not like it blow your mind value. It's good value. And a CD Lamb in the first is where he goes. Baked Vet coming out with Saquon. The 211 is late for Saquon. Josh Jacobs with the 411 is it's like late, but you could argue it's not late. You know what I mean? So it's like, you got your Kenneth, in a lot of the mocks I was doing, a lot of Kenneth Walkers, a lot of solid running backs still. James Conner's going in the 7th round, type shit. Josh Jacobs in the 4th is not I feel like that's about where he's at, And Drake May in the 9th is value, but it's not blow your mind value. Now, if he balls the fuck out, what I'm saying, that's more of a long range bet. So last but not least, gentlemen, the pre-draft early rankings. In first place. No, actually, we do it backwards. Last place, Ricky Riggs. Sorry, buddy. Shouts out, actually. Let me give a pause, dude. Shouts out my man's Ricky Riggs. He had his son today on the 20th of August, dude. Ryan John, congratulations to you, John. Love you, buddy. You're going to be a great pops. That was today, about 4.5 hours ago. That filming time is 10:15 right now on August 20th. But my apologies, my lord. Riggy Riggs, you are in last place just because your keepers are debatably the worst. Obviously, Derrick Henry, solid. Keon Coleman, questionable. Geno Smith is a holdover. I don't foresee you keeping Geno Smith. I mean, actually, you got him in the 11th, but still, with the draft capital, you have a lot of a lot in there. This doesn't mean anything, obviously. So this is not meant intent. This was actually harder than I thought it was. That's why this video is as long as it is. I spent 4 hours on it today, and this is what it is. God damn. 4 hours before I've even edited anything. That's embarrassing. But then I got Mr. Dreamweaver at 11th for the things we talked about. Kind of not blow your mind keepers. Not blow your mind keepers. Terrible draft capital. What are you going to do? Then I got 10th, Middleburg football team. Kind of the same boat, just not as bad. His keepers are good value, but not blow your doors in. He's got okay draft capital. That's where he ended up. 9th, I got Hellhold. Now, why I say this, you're like, that's crazy talk. That's crazy talk. And now that I'm looking at it, I do think it's crazy because this is the problem. I had to like gamble on this because Hellhold doesn't have as good as keepers as Austin, but Austin, his keepers are phenomenal, but his draft capital is horrendous. Like if one of those keepers go down, Icky Kaka, am I right? Where Hellhold, unless A Chain breaks every record in the National Football League, he needs to kind of nail this draft for his team to be like blow your doors in. You know what I mean? Not saying it's gonna be bad, but it's like it's hard for me to see be like I just don't look at it and be like, but at the same time I like it. If that makes any sense. Apologies. So this is where it gets hard. So honestly, don't even fucking pay attention to this list, dude. This shit is nonsensical. Like it's not. Some of the teams like I could predict who's gonna, but whatever. Let me just do it. Let me do what I gotta do. Ricky Riggs, Mr. Dreamweaver, Middleburg football team, Hellhold, Austin in 8th. Then I got Coys at 7th. And then I got Jartasm. This is where I started getting interesting for me, in my opinion. Jartasm's team, am I right? A 4, a 5, a 6, 6, 6, 8, 9. Horrendous. If a guy goes down for him, or Austin, cooked. Hard cooked. Hard cooked. You gotta play. Hopefully you played the. Hopefully y'all been doing homework because you're not cooked. That's crazy for me to say. Realistically, you could get studs in the late rounds, especially in this draft. So many players are taken off the board, and there's still a full draft. There's dudes in the free agency that are way more of it. Like last year, it was way thinner than what it's going to be this year. Right after the draft, so whatever. But anyway, I got Jartasm at 6. I got Asa coming in at 5, dude. Put some respect on our name. I'm telling you, he's gonna look. Unless he comes in and says, "Yeah, I did a booze cruise in Troy," blah, 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 and he doesn't take it serious and has a bad season again. He's set up for success this year. I think he can make a very deep run. Put some respect on his name. It's gonna be sweet. At 4th, I got me. It's my comeback season. From the top of the tops to the bottom of the bottoms, I went. I'm a wild card, but this year, back to the top, dude. My draft capital is insane. I got Brian Thomas Jr. Some people got him like a wide receiver 6. Lab McConkey, I've seen him in most top 10s for 15 to 10 range. I've seen Brian Thomas from the 5 to the 10 range. I got them so late. TJ Hawk. So I'm set in those positions, and I got a first, a second, a third, a fourth, a fourth, a fourth, a fifth. My whole squad everybody on my squad is gonna have the potential to go off, and you guys are gonna see that. It's gonna be scary to go up against. Hope you got your ha-has in. Ha-ha time's over, dude. It's fucking over, dude. Next up, Big Vet in 3rd. He is another one. He's in a similar boat to the Jartasms and the Ronies of the world, but not nearly as bad in the draft capital. Because of the 2 first, it gives him so much of a buffer. In fact, he might have the second best running back duo in the league after the draft. With 2 firsts, who knows what the man could do? He might have the first. To be honest, he might go McCrazy's house because he's got 2 firsts. So, Lord knows what he'll do. He's set up for success. In 2nd place, I leave you with 50 cal Al, the best running back group in the TCC. With Bijan and Jameer Gibbs, forget about it. They're nasty. Malik Neighbors, forget about it. Like, whatever. And he's got a 3rd, a 5th, a 5th, a 5th, a 6th, a 7th, and a not the highest picks, but solid guys around that. If he scoops up 2 good wide receivers, gets lucky on a late pick, his quarter, there's gonna, like always, Al, he's a high scoring guy. He lives by the sword. He dies by the sword. It's usually because his team's got strong points and weak points. Al's in the same blunder a little bit here, but I think this year's different. His strong points are too strong. If he gets a great wide receiver in round 3, which is very possible, he's going to have two very strong wide receiver groups with a potentially not even a weak tight end. He could get one of the best tight ends, and he's just got a weak quarterback group. That's all. And he just starts one quarterback. He gets one service. That's possible for the boy. And last but not least, we have snow bunnies. You have to put in. The man has won every fucking season. Look at me. Look when I'm fucking talking to you. He's won every season. So I'm gonna say, what do you want me to do? You want me to sit here and be like, oh, I got him at fucking 8th? He's won every fucking. He's 100%. If there was any player in any world who comes, he's 100%. He's first. He's first. He's got Josh Allen's. It don't matter. He could have Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer running the rock on his squad. He's number one. He's number one until proven otherwise. You motherfuckers, dude. Somebody beat him. I don't even want to see him in the playoffs. I don't want to fucking see him in the playoffs, dude. But anyway, that's been a video, guys. That's it. Hope you enjoyed. Hope this gives you a little fix, give you a little fire in the belly. Remember, come with some ideas for the vote on the goddamn punishment, dude. I wish I had a good punishment. I ain't gonna lie, dude. The punishment I got, gay as hell. Gay as hell compared to what I look at what I got on my wall. A young Snyder. Hot as hell. Like a pistol. I see that and I say, all I gotta do is drive my car. It's just a bumper sticker, dude. In fact, sometimes when I'm stopped at a stoplight, somebody's behind me. I'm just like, I wonder if they're looking at it. You know what I mean, dude? It's not much of a punishment. It's pretty gay. I really like to stick to like a one time the whole league gets together and we watch this guy either make a fool of himself or do some punishment. You know, it's one time, one deal, get it out of the way. That's what I'd like to stick to. Let's just make it fun, you know? So come with some ideas, lads. That's all from your boy. Peace.